In Azure Machine Learning, we can explain models using the aptly named explainers. There are two kinds of explainers, direct explainers and meta explainers. Both are available using the Azure Machine Learning SDK. Let's start with direct explainers. Think of them as the specific hammer, wrench, and screwdriver in your toolbox of model explanations. You use a direct explainer when you know the specific tools that will be best for the job. Direct explainers are integrated into the SDK and expose a common output format and API. You will typically choose a specific direct explainer based on your model type and then use it directly in your code to explain the model. The Azure Machine Learning SDK includes over a half dozen direct explainers. There are direct explainers that can be used to explain trees and ensembles of trees, but you would use a different direct explainer for deep neural networks. These are referred to as model-specific direct explainers. For example, the SHAP tree explainer is used to explain models based on trees or ensembles of trees, whereas the SHAP deep explainer focuses solely on deep neural network models. Some direct explainers are model agnostic, meaning they can be used to explain any model regardless of the algorithm that was used to train it. For example, the mimic explainer creates its own model that is trained to approximate the predictions of the original black box model. The approximation it creates is, however, readily explainable and can be used for models created with any algorithm. Meta explainers, as their name implies, are used for the automatic selection of direct explainers. So based on a given model and a data set, a meta explainer will select the best direct explainer and use it to generate the explanation information. Think of them this way. If a direct explainer is a specific tool, then meta explainers are like a magic toolbox that gives you the right tool for the explainability job. Meta explainers vary based on the type of data that the model is making predictions against. The Azure Machine Learning SDK provides explainers for tabular, text, and image data. So for example, if you wanted to explain your flight model that predicts flight delays, you are likely working with tabular data, and hence you would choose a tabular explainer to provide you the right explainer for the job. So how do you use these explainers? The approach to explaining a model is to use the Azure Machine Learning SDK to create the global or local predictions in your notebook code. And then you can use visualizations provided by Azure Machine Learning to explore the explanations graphically, either directly in your notebook or within Azure Machine Learning Studio. In the example shown here, we're trying to understand a model that predicts employee attrition. In other words, we want to understand what is making employees quit. We can see that the top three most important features for this model globally are overtime, companies worked, and job satisfaction. We can now understand a little bit better that it's these three features that have an impact on when the model predicts if an employee is going to quit.